Have you ever noticed that some of the smartest people you know suddenly become distant? They stop replying to messages. They avoid unnecessary conversations. They disappear from social circles that once felt important. People often misunderstand this behavior. They think maybe they became arrogant, or maybe they don't care about anyone anymore. But psychology tells us that sometimes the opposite is true. Highly intelligent people often disappear not because they dislike others, but because they experience the world differently. They think deeply. They analyze everything. They notice patterns, emotions, and hidden intentions that many people ignore. And eventually, some of them reach a point where silence feels more peaceful than constant interaction. One reason intelligent people withdraw is because they become aware of how exhausting superficial conversations can be. Small talk about rumors, unnecessary drama, or meaningless arguments may no longer satisfy them. The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle believed that humans naturally seek a meaningful life, which he called eudaimonia, a state of human flourishing through purpose and virtue. For some intelligent individuals, this search for meaning becomes stronger with time. They begin asking deeper questions. Am I spending my life on things that truly matter? Are these relationships helping me grow? Am I surrounded by people who understand me? When they cannot find meaningful answers, they often choose distance. Another reason intelligent people disappear is because they need more time alone. Society often treats loneliness as something negative, but many thinkers have viewed solitude as a powerful tool for self-development. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche wrote extensively about the importance of solitude for personal growth. He believed that stepping away from the crowd could help a person discover their authentic self. For intelligent people, solitude is not always loneliness. Sometimes it is a laboratory for ideas. It is where they read, create, reflect, and understand themselves better. Their disappearance may not be an escape from people. It may be a journey toward themselves. Another psychological factor is overstimulation. Intelligent minds often process information at a higher level. They notice small details, a change in someone's voice, a hidden emotion behind a smile, a contradiction between someone's words and actions. This constant analysis can become mentally exhausting. Imagine your brain constantly running in the background, analyzing every conversation and every situation. At some point, silence becomes a form of recovery. They withdraw because they need to recharge, not because they hate people. Another reason is that intelligent people often experience a feeling of being misunderstood. They may have unusual interests, different perspectives, or ideas that others do not easily accept. The philosopher Socrates famously questioned common beliefs and challenged society to think deeper. Because of this, he often stood apart from the crowd. History shows that many deep thinkers experienced periods of isolation because their ideas were different from the people around them. Sometimes intelligent people disappear because they realize they are surrounded by relationships based on convenience rather than genuine connection. They start noticing patterns, people who only contact them when they need help, friends who only enjoy their success but ignore their struggles, relationships where they cannot express their true thoughts. When this realization happens, they may quietly step away. They do not always announce their departure. They simply become unavailable. Psychologist Carl Jung believed that personal growth requires a person to confront their inner world and understand their true self. This process, known as individuation, often involves separating from collective expectations. In simple words, sometimes becoming yourself requires leaving behind what no longer fits. However, disappearing does not always mean someone is becoming healthier. Sometimes intelligent people withdraw because they are overwhelmed, disappointed, or emotionally tired. Even highly intelligent people struggle with stress, anxiety, and emotional pain. Their silence can sometimes be a sign that they need support. The important difference is whether solitude is chosen or forced. Chosen solitude creates growth. Forced isolation creates suffering. So when an intelligent person suddenly disappears from your life, do not immediately assume they stopped caring. They may be rebuilding themselves. They may be protecting their peace. They may be searching for something deeper than ordinary conversations can provide. The world often rewards people who are constantly visible, but some of the greatest thinkers, creators, and innovators spent significant periods away from the noise. Because sometimes disappearing is not about leaving the world. Sometimes it is about understanding it better. The quiet person sitting alone may not be lost. They may simply be discovering a version of themselves that they could never find while surrounded by everyone else. And perhaps the most intelligent people are not those who always seek attention. Perhaps they are the ones who know when silence is more valuable than being heard.